Good news, it finally came. Now, this is a fake UV button. Both myself and Connor have been shooting real UV buttons. I've been shooting for well over a year now, and you've been shooting for probably 6 months?
Like 6 years I've been shooting the UV button.
Okay, right on. That's awesome. But we're gonna go over today how well does it compare to the real UV button. It's obviously from China. It's a knockoff of, the packaging looks somewhat similar. We'll open it up and see how similar does it look, how similar does it feel, how similar does it perform. But what's your thoughts so far? What do you think? Is it as good as the real UV button or no?
No.
I agree.
I think it's stupid. Like, really?
I think it's very stupid as well. Yeah, well, let's jump into it.
This is the stupid one. Honestly, the packaging, it's the exact same thing. I bought a UV button like 6 months ago. No, 4 months ago, whatever it was. And it's the same package. I wish I brought it out, but...
I actually have it, I'll show you in a second.
Yeah, we'll show you the real UV button packaging. It just has UV logos on it. This does not. So this one, you get normal crap. You actually get this fancy thing. We don't care. Then we get this really stupid thing that we also don't care about. Whew, just kidding. But it feels, I shoot the forefinger and I'm also left-handed, so the button's normally down here. But it feels a lot lighter. I think this is the aluminum one. And I'm shooting the steel one. I know that for sure. So this one, of course, it's going to be lighter. You get this Allen key that comes with all other of the normal UV buttons. So overall packaging, the same thing, and it looks the exact same. There's a, I don't know what to call this. There's something right here that's out of place, but the same screws, the same sized lever, like it's literally the exact same thing. Holy, I didn't expect it to be that close, but it is. And then of course there's no UV anything on there. So I think it's personally extremely malarkey, baloney, bogus, whatever you want to call it, that companies actually do this and knock off another brand. And so I hate the idea of it, and so I'm gonna be determined to actually hate this.
All right, first and foremost, obviously the biggest difference for me is the 3-finger versus 4-finger. And I'm actually shooting the Helix or whatever, I forget what UV calls this barrel. Slightly different, nothing major, but is a difference. Normally for UV, their black is their steel and their silver or silverish gray color is their aluminum. This one, it is black, is still aluminum, so the weights are going to be different. But you can see everything's fairly similar. Mine is obviously a lot more worn. There's a lot more scuffs on it. There is, however, the logos on here. This one feels, just with its click, it feels more aggressive. It's definitely louder. It's harder to push, harder to set, but I don't know, definitely weird, but how do they shoot? How do they feel when you're actually shooting them? We got to make a couple changes, get this lengthened, twist the barrel a little bit, get it set up for me, and I'm gonna shoot it and see how it feels. Does it adjust the same as a real UV button, or are the internal components gonna be just complete crap, which is sort of what I expect. It's really easy to paint a picture that looks the same, but you know, how well did they do on, if they're cheaping out on it? We should be able to notice it in its performance.
All right, so just thumbing through this little booklet here. There's not an ounce of it that is in English. Cool.
This is the real packaging versus the fake packaging. Let's open these guys up. And that's all that comes in that one. This one, obviously, the 3 fingers in here. I did upgrade to the 4 finger, but still comes with an Allen key, comes with a box of authenticity. You got your QR code there, all that good stuff. Here's the manual. It's got all the good stuff. All of it's in English, which is nice, versus the other guy. The other guy is all Chinese and no good. So the boxes themselves, somewhat they're similar. These boxes, they obviously put less thought into. I mean, in fact, they cheaped out. They're trying to make everything as cheap as possible. I mean, even look at the foam. It's thicker. It's the same size. This one's like wonky. It looks like it was cut by a 4-year-old. And there's that. So the boxes are somewhat similar, but they're just not the same. Not the same. You don't get the pristine packaging feel with the knockoff like you do with UV. But let's shoot them. Let's see. How do they do? I don't know. What do you think? Let's find out. 20 yards right off the bat, and see how it feels. It's a little weird. It's definitely lighter, but I don't think that's the release. I think it's just I'm obviously shooting the steel versus the aluminum housing.
Do we want to even take it far?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I hate it. It's horrible. I actually wasn't expecting this. I was expecting they're somewhat comparable, but I have to just trash that people would actually do this, which I still maintain. Stealing people's products and trying to say that they're awesome is just crap. But the feel of this, it doesn't feel quite the same. Like it feels cheap. It feels like a knockoff, and obviously that's exactly what it is. But it's horrendous. I honestly, makes me want to puke. I've already got an arrow in there.
Wow, it's making you delusional too.
Yeah, I guess. But let's shoot another. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel nice. You can almost feel the components inside of it crunching as you go through your movements. I can't get it with my regular release. I can get it so that there's no movement. It just clicks and goes. This one, as tight as I can get it, it still moves, and in your back wall, when you pinch your shoulder blades, you can feel the hardware inside just crunching and clicking, and you can feel them moving. I would be in awe if the components on the inside of this are the same. It feels nothing even close. It's not the same. I mean, that's 3 at 20. It obviously releases at the same angle because my shots are all on. So there's that. But it's yucky. Caca-poo-poo. That's exactly what it is. Connor asked if we should even take it far. And now I don't necessarily think so. So we're just going to shoot one at 100 yards and see how it goes. My pinky feels naked. It's not the same. I honestly, I'll reserve a little bit of my opinions on this. Some of that stuff for after Connor shoots it, because he needs to form his own opinions as well. But it's a knockoff. Please don't waste your money, and don't even. It's just not. It's not worth it.
So I got a haircut yesterday. So this question's for my mom. Do I look handsome? Does it look good? Let me know, Mom. Love you. My turn for the this stupid thing. So right off the bat, now that I'm holding it, clicking it, I don't like the 3-finger. I shoot a 4-finger, so that could, I think we'll rip it off. I'll shoot it first with a 3-finger, and then we'll rip it off and put a 4-finger on there, just so that we can get a more better opinion. Okay. Make sure to dial. 20. Shot number 1. Every bone in my body just popped. Freaking heavy. We can adjust that, but
That's as light as that one goes.
it's like I was sitting there like, are we gonna go off or just sit here?
I guess we'll just sit there, I guess.
Yeah. That's interesting though. Super heavy. I hated it. On to shot number 2. Also, I hate the 3-finger. If you shoot the 3-finger, don't talk to me. Okay. That one's dead center. Dude, I feel like I was just like pulling it, and it threw it off. I mean, it's 20 yards. It threw it off like 1.5 inches, but regardless.
It just doesn't feel smooth.
No. That one's in there. That one surprised me because I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, stupid. We threw a 4-finger on this bad boy. Feels kind of funny. I can't even put my 4 fingers on it. It feels weird. Like it feels like it's coming off at a slightly different angle. Regardless, I'm gonna shoot it, I don't know, once or twice more and just see if my opinion changes. Spoiler alert, it won't. It throws me off because it feels like it, just the pure, just tactile part of it is like, it feels exactly like it. But then once you start messing with it, it blows. Okay, fine. 4 finger, let's see. Huh. It felt a little better. It maybe a little more crisp, a little lighter, I guess. I don't know. I don't normally shoot at 3 fingers, so maybe that was why. But regardless, still sucks. It's stupid. Like, serious. I hate it. Every ounce of it.
Well, real versus fake UV. So your honest opinion, would it be worth somebody buying this release to save money to pretend that they have a real UV button? No.
Not at all.
I think absolutely not.
If that's what you're doing and that's your plan, I don't want to like be mean and insult you, but I might. But like, don't. That's
one of the lamest things to do.
I mean, what's a normal UV button? I mean, it's expensive, but like.
So they're $300.
Okay, I lied. $300.
$350 for the steel. $300
which I have
for the UV.
Yeah. So that's my thing.
They do have the real ones at Shields. That's where you should get them.
That's where I got this bad boy. Love it. Also, Shields has great, warranties, everything like that. Also, the guys down at Shields, wizards with their bows. So if you have any questions, go to Chandler Shields, look it up, and drive down there right now.
Mm-hmm. They have them there that you can shoot. They've got a whole display case of releases, different kinds.
You forgot your release yesterday, 2 days ago.
I did.
When we were there.
While we were there, I actually had to use one of their display UV buttons so that we could film a video because I forgot my release.
And guess what? It worked.
It works wonderfully. Now, quick disclaimer for you guys. I know people are going to ask where they can buy one of these. I'm not going to tell you. Absolutely not. I refuse to give any advertisements to people that are stealing other companies and people's innovation and ideas and stuff like that. I think it's absolute garbage that people are doing that.
Dog water.
But regardless, I'm not going to tell you. And if one of you were to post the link in the video, we're going to delete it, and you're not going to be allowed to comment on our videos anymore because that's crap. So
agreed.
Don't do that.
Indubitably.
However, if you do want to buy a real UV button or any of UV's products, we've got their slider, we've got their hinge,
their arrows,
then I will put that link down below. We are in no way are we sponsored by UV. If we were, they would probably kill us for making this video. But
UV, I love you. Please reach out to me and come hunt bucks in Mexico with us.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty sick.
But as it stands, the original UV button, in my opinion, is the best release on the market. It's my favorite. I've shot a bunch of different releases, and this ultimately is, by a long shot, my favorite.
But that is Cade's opinion. If you have a different opinion and want us to shoot a different release, make a video on it, that is not a fake one, let us know in the comments below, or just let us know what release you are shooting, because we would like to know, what's the majority of archers out there shooting right now.
Might actually be fun. Let us know down in the comments if something like that or anything else is something you guys would like to see. But whoops. For now, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. But until then, if you do have one of these, just throw it away. It's crap. If you're looking and interested in getting one, don't. That's extremely lame. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.